like, and subscribe. Welcome to Saints at Manahawkin Methodist Church. We have a very special guest today. Her name is Dorothy Dorner. And she's been a lifelong member of the church and Christian and a member of this church for some years. Thanks for coming today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Okay. I want you to relax, smile, and we look forward to listening to your stories. I'm sure you have plenty of stories to share with us.
More than we have time for.
Oh, that's right, isn't it? That's how true it is. But let me begin with a question that tell us about your growing up years, childhood
Well,
memories.
I grew up in New York. Well, actually, I was born in New York City, but I grew
Wow.
up in the borough of Queens,
Oh,
in a
right.
town called Ridgewood.
Okay.
In fact, I lived there until I got married. I came from, it was my mom and dad, and I had a younger brother.
Yeah.
Lots of aunts and uncles and cousins.
Man, yeah.
And we lived close enough together
That's
that
right.
we could get together a lot.
That's right. That's right.
And I remember getting together and going out in the summertime to a lake on Long Island
Uh-huh.
where we swam and
Oh,
had
wow.
picnics and
Yeah,
played
that's
ball. And I also, at a very young age, I guess I was about 5 or so, my mom and dad weren't really regular churchgoers,
Okay.
but they brought me to Sunday school.
Oh.
And that's when I heard the Bible stories from
about
the
that?
Sunday school teachers,
Sunday school.
and especially the one about Jesus loving the little children.
Absolutely.
And from there on in, Jesus had me.
That's
He's
right.
in my heart, and
Sunday
he's
school.
been there since.
Absolutely. Praise God.
I'm trying to think how to. Through the years, I was active in the church with the youth group, and then later on, I sang in the choir. I taught Sunday school,
Wow.
Vacation Bible School. After I was married and we moved to Berkeley Heights in New Jersey,
Okay.
I was active in the homeless program.
Oh, wow.
That was the beginning, and we worked together with the Catholic Church,
Is that right?
the synagogue, and the Protestant churches, and for many years, I
Yes,
worked
when
on
you
that.
say homeless program, I thought even back then they had a.
Well, this was not for the homeless people who were like on the street.
Oh, yeah,
This
yeah.
was for the people who were
Temporarily out of their house.
and
Okay.
they fall through the cracks.
Oh,
They
I see, I
need
see.
temporary help. So
Uh-huh.
we provided house,
Oh, I see. Okay. Makes
at
sense.
the church. We put
Yeah,
them
that's
up
right.
and fed them, and
Oh.
many times I slept at the church. Well, I tried to sleep at the church, but
Oh, that's interesting.
it was very fulfilling. I mean, I cleaned a
I'm
lot of
sure.
bathrooms. And
Oh boy, oh boy. In those days, they used the church sanctuary, I mean, church building to house those people.
yes.
Oh.
And you had to have, there were certain rules. You had to
That's
have
right,
so
that's
many
right.
adults present, and
That's right.
you had to have somebody overnight.
That's
and
right. Oh.
these people were then taken in the morning to the programs that were available to them
right.
to help them find
Yeah.
jobs,
That's
find
right.
housing, and things like that.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking is because currently, in the past, like 4 or 5 years ago before COVID, our church also was a part of this they call family promise.
Yes,
It's the
I
same
realize that.
idea.
It is the
Housing
same idea.
the
Yeah.
families temporarily out of their house and yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
It's
So that's I knew that you were doing that,
Yeah.
and being involved with my son's situation and all, I didn't want to commit to anything because I was always called away suddenly, But that was worthwhile too doing. And let's see what the other things I don't know, but anyhow. I worked in New York City in the what they call the Hudson Terminal Building. That's the
Terminal.
building they
Yeah.
took down when they put the World Trade Center up.
Oh, is that right?
So I worked in the old building that was there on the 17th floor
wow.
for a couple of years. And until we moved to, after I was married, we moved to New Jersey because of my husband's job. And
so what was it like, living in the heart of the New York City and working there? And...
Ridgewood, of course, is the outside. You might call it the suburbs of New York City, but it's still city.
Yeah.
And I took the subway.
Wow.
It took me almost an hour to get to the city.
Yeah.
And but the train went right into the building, and I didn't have to go outside. I just took the escalator up.
Oh wow! How about that? Yeah, station
into
was
the
right there.
Office, and I was in the city, and I guess I tolerated it, but I really loved moving to New Jersey, and Berkeley Heights was near the Watchung Reservation, and it's very countryish, and I really loved it there. We were there 36 years.
36 years.
Until we retired down here.
Wow.
So
your husband had a business, or?
No, he worked for an engineering company.
Oh, engineering company.
In Union.
Oh, okay.
And it was about a half hour from Berkeley Heights.
Yeah.
So it was not too far.
Yeah.
And the kids grew up there, and then we came to Long Beach Island for summer vacations.
Oh, okay.
And eventually bought a little house at Village Harbor on one of the lagoons, which we only had a couple of years for financial reasons. We had to get rid of it, but that's how I came to this church.
Oh, yeah.
Because I brought, when we were here in the summertime, I brought my children to Sunday school.
That's right. Wow.
And then when we moved here, I started out going to the Methodist Church in Tuckerton.
Okay.
Because a friend of mine had invited me there when we first moved. So I went with her, and then my mother was living with me at the time, and then she was in the nursing home in Seacrest. And then I got into the Eucharistic ministry to service the nursing home.
That's right.
And after Mom passed away, I said, why am I traveling all the way to Tuckerton?
So you were, at the time, where were you? Your house?
In Manahawkin.
In Manahawkin?
Yes,
oh, yeah,
yes.
okay. All the way down to Tuckerton.
Yeah, so I was going down to Tuckerton because the friend invited me.
That's true, sure.
And she wouldn't go to church unless I went with her. So that was my motivation. And then, of course, my mother ended up in Seacrest, which is not far from there.
That's true.
And then I got involved with the Eucharistic ministry.
That's right.
And for a couple of years did that with the nursing home.
That's right.
So then, after Mom passed, I just said, why am I traveling up and down when I have
the church
my little church right here?
Yeah, okay.
So that's when I came here again.
Yeah.
And have been ever since.
That's right. Can you remember the year that you started going to Manahawkin Church? What was it? When?
Oh, gee.
Was it about 20 years ago or something?
No.
Who was the minister?
Oh, gosh. I know you were going to... I can't remember.
Carl Clark?
Yes.
Clark was the minister.
Yes.
Minister before me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I'm sorry.
No.
Why? I'm trying to think of the minister's name in Tuckerton, and I can't think of that either. Pastor Choi, that's what I know. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's good.
It was late at night.
Yeah.
And I was feeling sorry for myself. And I was afraid.
Yeah.
And I was crying.
Okay.
And praying, crying. Didn't realize the TV was on.
Okay.
And they have the TVs up high.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm crying. I look up, and there's a picture of a nun. And she says, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you."
Oh, wow.